Good afternoon. It's no surprise that I didn't harvest any vegetables or fruits at my house this year. That's not a surprise because I didn't plant a garden. If I don't plant a garden, then I shouldn't get to the harvest time and expect that anything is going to come. I'm not going to be able to pull carrots, or I'm not going to be able to pick tomatoes. I'm not going to have any pumpkins growing. I'm not going to have anything in my garden if I haven't planted anything earlier in the year. That's just the way it works, and we understand that. People get it that if they don't plant any kind of seeds in the ground, if they don't plant a garden, then they can't expect to get any harvest when it's time for the harvesting. Those that have planted something, those that have put the seeds in the ground, those have gone through the effort of making sure that they've got enough water if it's been dry, or making sure that it's been warm enough for them, if they've been weeding around the plants very carefully throughout the entire summer, they can expect that there's going to be a harvest. And people who plant seeds know that if you put more seeds into the ground, you're going to get more harvest out of the ground. You're going to get more vegetables and fruit the more that you put in. That's a pretty easy thing to understand. God says that it may be surprising to us, but the same thing is true when we are generous, when we are giving. That if we are going to help other people, if we're going to be generous with our money and our time and our efforts, then oftentimes that is going to mean more is going to come back. More is going to be produced. It's going to rub off on somebody else, and they're going to be generous. And then suddenly your generosity turns into somebody else's generosity, which in turn is going to make somebody else generous too. It's going to lead to more and more people serving. It's going to lead to more and more people helped when service does happen. The more that you put out there, the more that you give, the more that you are generous with everything about what you have, the more that is going to reap, the more that is going to show itself in your life and in the life of those around you. God says that's the way it is because He's the one who stands behind it. Just in the same way, God is the one who makes the seeds grow into vegetables and fruit for you and me to eat. So too, God is going to take the things that you do as a Christian, the love that you show because God first loved you, and He's going to make that show itself in many other people's lives. Listen to what Paul wrote to the Corinthians, 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 6. This is what I mean. The one who sows sparingly will also reap sparingly. The one who sows generously will also reap generously. God is the one who brings that generous reaping. God is the one who has blessed you with the abilities to go out there and serve, to be generous. And so you can do just that. Until we see each other again, the Lord's blessings on your day.